How are you? I hope you're doing well. We are over here trying to finish out the last 8 weeks of the school year. I am going to do a flip through of Nancy Larsen's Science for you today. I get a lot of questions on my Instagram, which, by the way, you can find me at Homeschool at Heart on Instagram. It's the same as my YouTube channel. I'll put that in the description box below, just in case you need to see the spelling or anything. And on my Facebook page, which I do have a Facebook community that I am adminning. It is the Homeschool at Heart Help group, which I also will link in the description box below if you're interested in joining an encouraging homeschool community, where we just want to help each other out and get some fun tips and tricks from me and some other homeschool moms. So I am going to do a flip through of my favorite science curriculum so far. We have done kindergarten through 4th grade, and I'm going to be showing 1st grade and 4th grade, which are the 2 grades that I'm teaching this science curriculum to right now. My middle child does the 4th grade with my oldest, and last year we did do them combined for the 3rd grade book, but I felt like 4th grade was going to just be a little bit too advanced and in-depth for my 1st graders, so I went ahead and went back to the 1st grade specific curriculum for her. Okay, so this is Nancy Larsen Science 1, intended for 1st graders. So I'm going to show you what topics are covered and what else comes with the curriculum. So we have been using the science since my oldest daughter was in kindergarten. She's in 4th grade now. And we have loved it every single year. So we've gone Science 1, no, Science K. I think they have a Science K all the way up through Science 4 now. In Science 1, they do describing what scientists do, identifying characteristics of age groups, classifying photographs according to the stages of life. So this is a whole life stages of human beings section. And then they go into habitat and identifying animals and places and plants in your own habitat, observing trees, and then they identify what plants need to live and parts of plants, identifying that plants are living organisms, and labeling parts of a plant. They also talk about trees, comparing leaves, identifying and labeling parts of a tree, characteristics of trees. There are assessments. You can choose to do those or not. Broadleaves versus needles, deciduous and evergreen trees and shrubs, lots of tree things. Sunlight, water, and soil, how the sun benefits us, shadows, the rotation of the earth, identifying and describing where bodies of water are found, how we use water, how we can conserve natural resources, observing soil, investigating animals in their habitats. This has been a favorite for my daughter. Photographs, identifying animals, what kind of habitats they live in. So these are land habitats, water habitats, camouflage, identifying what animals need to live. So if they're herbivore, carnivore, omnivore, seasonal changes for animals. And then we have human body. So that was a whole big section for us, and we loved that. If you look at my Instagram account, you can see a lot of our human body study as we kind of process through that. And then now we are on this insect section, and this has been really fascinating as well. And then you just talk about, we are about halfway through. We're at the ladybird beetle section, but how many legs they have, identifying and observing butterfly caterpillars, characteristics of butterflies and moths, life stages of butterflies and moths, characteristics and life stages of ladybird beetles. Then we'll do grasshoppers, parts of the insect bodies, spiders, life stages of spiders, sorting and graphing insects and spiders. And then there's a review and assessment. So that is a whole year of science for grade 1. And let me show you, since we're on this section, I will show you a section from the unit that we just did. I don't want to show too much because I don't want there to be copyright issues, but anyway, so this is lesson 61. We just went through this part for with my child Charlotte. She's in 1st grade. So they tell you what materials you're going to need. So booklet F, which I will show you in just a minute. Science word list. This is a word list that you make. You have website, teacher, and student links for the photos that you'll need, and also for the slideshow. You don't have to use these. Often I will look up the photos on my phone rather than look up their website, just because I think that it's kind of easier to do that. And then there's a review sheet. So usually in your collected materials, you only need things like colored pencils or extra sheet of paper. We also have, in this unit, they provide a butterfly garden and the coupon to get a free set of caterpillars to go with that. So it has notes about what to do with your butterfly garden at this point in this section of the lesson or the unit. Okay, so then it has in the bold, this is all what you're going to read to your child. So it's very scripted, has step-by-step instructions. These little paragraphs here are in this booklet here. So if your child can read, my older children love to read these parts out loud in their booklets. Charlotte is not an advanced enough reader to read these herself, so I read them to her, and then there's questions about each paragraph in the workbook. So continuing on, you're going to just keep reading and asking questions until you get to the end of the lesson. Here's what would be in the child's booklet, so you have a copy in your notes, and then also here you'll see what is in the student book. And then it usually has some kind of activity in their booklet. And then you'll also have a review sheet for each lesson. So I remember when my oldest was in this particular grade, I didn't always have her do the review sheet, but Charlotte enjoys it enough that I have her go ahead and do those every day. Well, not every day. We do science 2 times a week. So 2 lessons a week will get us through this entire book in the school year. So that is it for the teacher book. It's much the same in most lessons. When you have an extra thing like when you have an experiment or something, it will show you what you need for that, and it all comes in the science kit that comes with the curriculum. So for instance, it will say before the lesson, or planning ahead if you need to do something ahead of time. So these are collected materials from your house. The collected materials are never anything that's going to be really difficult to obtain. So things like 2 pieces of copy paper, a zip top bag, leaves that you might collect from outside, and packing tape. Those are all things that I have on hand in my house. And then these are things that you're going to have to go collect. Sometimes this will say from your science experiment kit or something like that. I can't remember what they say about that, but it's very easy to just go and collect the things that you need from wherever you keep your science supplies. So the other thing that they have is for each unit, they give you a little booklet for your student to write in. This one is called Examining Characteristics of Insects, or Entomology. Your child then becomes the entomologist or biologist or what else? I want to say herbologist because we're doing Harry Potter school year, but that is not it. Botanist, that's what it's called. So then you're going to have reading to do in here, and then usually some kind of diagram or activity that they will then fill out. So they had me, they have Charlotte coloring the life stages of a butterfly as we get to those things. Today she colored her ladybird beetle after we found out that they could be red, orange, or yellow, so she chose yellow. The next time we'll do the life cycle of a ladybird beetle. I'm sorry, my voice is getting so crazy right now. I don't know what the deal is with it. Sometimes they'll, so I'm assuming on this parts of an insect one, they're gonna have us draw lines connecting which thing goes, which label goes to which body part. Sometimes they have them draw things inside of here, but for the most part in Science 1, they keep it simple. The other thing that is included is a lesson review for each of the lessons. This is the one she completed today about ladybird beetles. So it's really just about 5 short questions, sometimes less than that. Sometimes it's like maybe one more. But it's things like fill in the circle next to the correct answer, choose a word from these word boxes. And then she was able to look back in her booklet to page 4 to find the answers to this life stages of a butterfly, but she could tell me what they all were. We just went back and looked so she could find the spellings for these things. And then this only has a grade because I'm using it as the sample for our charter school for this month's science. So I have to put a grade on it, but usually I don't give my kids grades for their daily work. So that's science. Oh, I was going to show the toolkit. So the things that come in the kit for the experiments, they have this book, What Do Scientists Do? Often they will include a short picture book with all, so far I haven't gotten to Science 5, which is their last one, but so far all of the grades have had picture books that go along with some of the units. So this one is about apple trees. It's a really cute book, you guys. The Seasons of Arnold's Apple Tree. And Arnold loves his apple tree, and it shows what he does with the tree in each season. So really sweet little story, but it's also very informative. This one was a really fun book. We read a little bit of it. So like as we got to the section on bones, we read this page on bones, and it just had a lot of really down-to-earth information about things so that the kids could understand what each body part did and could relate it to something that they understood already from just from their lives. And then there's also these pages that are clear, and it shows what's inside and how it all fits together. So I really appreciated this. And they're really sturdy pages. Like, I don't think my kids could rip it. So brain and nerves, then you can layer on stomach and intestines. Then you can layer on the heart and lungs, the bones and muscles, and then skin. So that is that book. They also had human x-rays inside, which are all really cool. There's a full set of x-rays in here to show the skeleton. Here's the... And then also it came with these little bugs to kind of check out in the entomology section. This first guide to trees, so you can show them how to do research and look things up. I think there's an index at the back. Maybe that's, yeah. Shows them how to use an index. And then we have, they call this a tree cookie. It's just a little slice of a tree. Some pine cones that my big kids had to do this too, so I didn't actually bake these ones because I baked the ones that came with my big kids kit this year. But you put these in the oven for a little while and all of this opens up and then the seeds come out so you could see the inside, and then a little hand lens. Oh, and our butterfly garden. It's kind of gross, guys. I'm not gonna lie. We're in the process of the butterfly garden. So you can kind of see we've got a couple of little butterflies in here. Actually, I think there's 4. I think we've got 4 of them now. But it comes with this container, and then it also comes with a coupon. Oh, you had to see him spreading his wings. They all just came out of the chrysalises today. So you get this container, and then you also get a coupon to get your 5 live caterpillars. So it then comes to you in the mail, and you can use it for this. And so what comes in there is like, whoa, you guys getting a real show here. This little brown thing in the middle here is part of the cup of caterpillars, and then the white thing on the top had the caterpillars in there. They attached their little chrysalises to the top, and then you take the top off and put it in the brown thing, put the brown thing inside this netted cage, wait for them to, oh, they're gonna eat, yay. Wait for them to emerge from their chrysalises, and then you feed them some sugar water, watch them for a couple of days, and then set them free. So we will be doing that soon. They did not all, I'll be honest, they did not all become perfect butterflies. A couple of them are a little bit deformed, like the one on the cotton ball right now. But we're having a great time watching them anyway. So I'm going to get the Science 4 stuff out, and then I'll show you guys what the older kids are doing. Here is Science 4. So it's a much larger text. I did forget to say that the lessons probably take 15 to 20 minutes depending on your student. Mine typically go through these pretty fast, and I really appreciate that because sometimes we have to double up. Most of the time kids don't have like a super long attention span, at least mine don't. So this is again the table of contents for what's included. I'm going to go a little bit faster through Science 4 just because it's a lot the same. Exploring the characteristics of cells. So identifying biology as the study of life, using a microscope, different types of cells. classifying and examining plants. It's much more in depth than the first grade science, obviously. Investigating characteristics of animals. So we go into classes and different types of animals, mollusks, arthropods, invertebrates, and then metamorphosis, arachnids. We have mammals in here. I think it might have its own. Nope, just kidding. Examining ecosystems, which is the one that my kids and I are doing now. I am doing Science 4 with both my 3rd grader and 4th grader. Last year we did Science 3 with all 3 kids, but I just gave Charlotte the pieces of it that I thought she could do herself. Well, not on her own, but I would help her, but things that I thought she could understand for how to do it. And she enjoyed doing all the experiments with us and things like that. But I thought that this was just going to be a little bit above her maturity level. So we're doing examining ecosystems right now, and that's like in 2 parts. So there's 2 assessments, which I just let my big kids do as open book. And we're really enjoying all of these. They really enjoy anything about plants and animals, so we're really liking the ecosystem section. Next, we'll be doing exploring energy, what it is, kinetic energy, potential energy, conversion of energy, sound, and review for physics. And then we'll do electricity after that. So that's going to be sources of electricity, static and current electricity, talking about batteries, light bulbs, closed circuits, and we're going to make one, so that's cool. A switch, things like that. So here is what a lesson looks like before the lesson. You're going to print 2 copies of Science Word List A. You don't really have to do that. You can just write them because this is what the word list is. They need a highlighter and colored pencils. I don't always use a highlighter. Sometimes I just have them underline a word or circle a word, whatever. They will also have a booklet and a lesson review sheet. So then you'll have toolkit materials if you need them. Collected materials. It does not come with a microscope, so you'll have to provide that yourself if you want. You can oftentimes find a lot of these photos online, so if you don't want to have a microscope in your home or can't afford one or whatever, you can always look up those online. And I think even this science curriculum has photos of most of the things that you would be looking at. So then, of course, it has your answers to all of the things, photos if it needs to show you the booklets. And then this is a picture from the booklet. This is the review sheet. And as you get farther along, the review sheets sometimes become front and back. So you can either decide to have your student only do some of them, or if you're like me, you just say, here, go ahead and do this. You have until Thursday, or you have until Tuesday to get it done. This is the lesson we finished today, which brings me to, they also include, I don't know if they're going more to like having everything online or not, but this one, my 1st grade one didn't come with it this time. But my 4th grade one did. So they come with all of these beautiful photos for referencing in your lessons, and the lesson will tell you about each photo. And then it's the same as far as like how you're going to teach each lesson. So it has in bold like all of what you need to read to the students and questions that you need to ask. The regular text is either going to be the answer or allowing them time to explain what they're thinking about what your question was. And then they also have these booklets for each of these units. So this is booklet D. We're in section D, examining ecosystems. There's much longer text for them to read. My bigger kids enjoy reading those out loud, taking turns. So then there's more things for them to write, sometimes color. Lots of pictures still, which I really appreciate. My kids love looking at the photographs and illustrations of each thing. They got to draw pictures of symbiotic relationships and learn what each one was called. This was today's, so this even had color illustrations or photographs inside for this section. So we did inherited physical characteristics today. So we learned about, like, ostrich has long legs and a long neck, ducks have webbed feet and beaks, and then it did tell them in the lesson what all of those things were for. So we'll be learning about inherited and learned behaviors, adaptations, physical adaptations of plants, and behavioral adaptations, predators, how prey avoids a predator, endangered species, and things like that. This is the review sheet. Sometimes it also has more on the back. This one did not. So this is kind of an example of what the review sheets are. Sometimes they have more to write, like usually they'll have a look back and they'll have a question, and then they'll have to write like a couple of sentences about what they remember in a previous lesson. But usually it's not too much writing. Like I said, this takes us about 20 minutes to complete for a lesson. So here's what is in the toolkit. It comes with microscope slides for cells. We have shells, because they had to do some identifying of different types of shells, what animals might be inside. There's a lot of smaller pieces. So this is a pipette for or for the biology stuff. There's some frogs. I don't remember. Oh, there's light bulbs inside of here. These little popping things, I'm guessing, are for my physics coming up. Different weights of balls that are going to be in, wow, big old nail. I haven't gotten to some of this stuff, so, oh, replaces pop-up frogs. Okay, well, there's the little pop-it things. These are for circuits and batteries, things like that. So here's all the little things. It comes with the batteries that you need. This is a more in-depth tree research book. There's another book like that on shells. They do teach them how to do the research and look up what pages, so by the index in the back. Then there's these really cool books about specific subjects or animals with lots of really cool photographs, not just illustrated pictures. I didn't even know this until we actually had the caterpillars in our house, but the chrysalis starts out as a really opaque color, and then when it's about, the butterfly's about to emerge, you can see it through chrysalis, which was really a cool thing. We actually got to watch one of them come out today, and I was like as excited as the kids, so it was really fun. There's one on sunflowers, one on maple trees, and one on frogs. Also, here is a set of animal x-rays, which is really neat to look at. So it has the photo of the animal, and then it also has the x-ray of what it looks like on the inside. There's seeds, and then wire strippers for your wire. And then this is for the ping pong ball and the golf ball. Well, I hope that that was informative and helpful for you guys. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel so that you can see some more videos just like this one. I do plan to do some more form math and possibly some language arts. So I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.